DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
What? Oh, go ahead, Culinary.
We've got to get our openings in. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the DD214 Network podcast hosted by John Clean Sanchez. And I guess today, myself, Joe Tex Culinary, y'all better look the fuck out today. Our crayons are sharp, the box is full, our bottle of glue is topped off, and our helmets are on tight, baby. We about to rism with the tism. First off, to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, thank you.
The self-proclaimed number one cocksmith is a little under the weather and needing some rest. So we've given him the day off. We're with Jay in spirit.
Jay is literally
spirit.
I've never seen Jay work so fucking hard in his life. Like he's literally been like
to the fucking bones, and he needed a day off. So, it's going to be a little bit different because
a little quiet,
or that too. Not so angry. There's a few things we could fucking say here, but Jay, we love you, bro. Get you some fucking sleep. Report back next week.
Yeah, man. No rest for the wicked. He never does this, so that's how you know he's tired.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for him, but let's have a good show in honor of him. That's why today's episode is called Out of Whack. Yeah. So
God knows it's fucking out of whack.
Yeah, so let's start off, man. How was your Thanksgiving? How was your holiday?
It was good. Fucking long. I'm still needing to catch up on some fucking Z's my damn self, because we went from, obviously last week's episode, we talked about the Friendsgiving into hosting Thanksgiving. Fucking, I was up at 4:00 Thanksgiving morning getting the fucking turkey on the smoker. And then I think I laid back down for like 2 hours after I got it going. And then I was right back up, fucking cleaning and doing shit around the house to get fucking ready for people coming over. And then yesterday we had the fucking kids. My daughter's 15th birthday is today, so we had her birthday party yesterday.
Happy birthday.
And it's just, we've had fucking teenagers in the house for the past fucking week. We've had fucking, there's just, it's an adjustment period for me and the wife. Because, for the last several years, it was just 90% of the time, 95% of the time, just the two of us. Our oldest cat, he does not like a lot of loud noises and really rambunctious shit. So he's pretty much stayed in hiding for the last week.
Jesus. Yep.
Like, we would, in the evenings when it was time to give them their wet food and shit, we'd have to go in our bedroom, and he would crawl out and just poke his head barely out from under the bed skirt and eat his fucking wet food and then go right back into hiding.
I don't know where my cat is now. I think my wife took her out of the room so I could eat. But that's what my cat's been doing. Let's see. So is Jay going to get fined? No, first time offenses, there is no fine.
With the second you earn your DD214, there is no fine.
You're exempt. What's
I
your
think we're the
go-to
only
thing?
podcast exempt from any fucking repercussions within the Queen Sanchez Media Group
Yeah.
because of the fact that we're fucking veterans and shit fucking happens.
Yep.
We probably
Well,
have more fucked up with us than most of the others that report under the Queen Sanchez umbrella.
what's your go-to Thanksgiving pie? Cream pie. Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Fuck it. What the fuck?
I want to ask you, have you ever had a ham for Thanksgiving?
So I'm gonna talk about a ham in a second here.
Yeah.
So first to answer from the dungeon, pecan pie. Pecan pie is like my big fave.
That is a big fave for like Thanksgiving. You hear that a lot.
My wife is a pumpkin pie person. There's not a lot of us in the family that are big on pumpkin pie, so we typically don't do it. Or she'll get like a small little like individual one for herself.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law makes a fucking mean carrot cake, like 3 tiers. Fucking makes the icing
Ah,
himself. John just burned the shit out of himself drinking his coffee.
that's been on my desk for 15 minutes. Why is it still fucking hot? Ah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, you're good. There's the fucking comedy relief. Where's the fucking laugh button? Jesus.
Holy shit.
The second you took that sip, I just saw your face before you even threw your chair back. I was like, that fucking hurt.
Yeah. Dude, I feel it all in my lip right now.
But so because we did the turkey this year, because I'm tired of dry ass turkey. So, I smoked the turkey after having it in, a wet brine for 3 days. And then I pulled it out of the brine the night before, put the dry rub on, stuck it back in the fridge. The father-in-law bought one of those spiral cut hams from the fucking store. They're pre-fucking cooked. So you throw it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes to heat the fucker back up. You don't have to re-cook the damn thing. He might have left it in the oven a little bit too long, so it was burnt.
Oh no. So it was like super dry and
Yeah. So like when the wife was making fucking the plates at the end of the night, as everybody's, we're wrapping up and everybody's getting ready to leave and to-go plates are getting made and leftover dishes and stuff, she comes into the dining room and me, the father-in-law and brother-in-law were sitting at the table. I've got my phone propped up across the table. We've got the end of the Cowboys Chiefs game on. And she asked me, do you want any ham with your leftovers? I'm like, nope. I didn't even touch it.
oh my fucking god. That's a travesty.
So, I mean, I like ham, but I'm more, I'm more with pork. I don't. So I think last year we did it. We brought the ham, and what I did was I put it on the smoker. So like it was pre-cooked. So I just stuck it on the smoker at like
That probably
225 for a couple hours to get that smoke flavor into it
God, that probably tasted so damn good too.
and get it heated up. And that
Yeah.
was it. That was fucking amazing too. But yeah, after this year with the turkey, actually, let me pull up the fucking photo.
Yeah, go ahead. Got you.
Ooh, my Mac's fucking warm. Oh, nope, that's the pork shoulder from the weekend before. This was right here, share. Okay. This was about 4 hours into the fucking cook.
Oh wow, look at that.
And it was so throughout the cook, I was spraying it down with butter, with melted butter to keep moisture on it and get the skin crispy. And then that was every hour on the hour, I was spraying it with the melted butter. And then every 2 hours throughout the day, I was constantly re-injecting it with a Cajun butter injection.
Ooh.
So that way the meat stayed fucking nice and moist and didn't dry out. it was practically falling off the bone. Um, I asked the fucking in-laws to bring their electric carving knife, and I ended up not even using it
Shit.
because I didn't need the carving knife to fucking pull the turkey apart.
And that's how you know that you made it right. You know that you just did it correctly. I've never been
I mean,
I've
burn the
never
shit
been a
out of my
turkey
hands. I
guy.
did cut my finger open a little bit when I was because I was using a knife to kind of slice
Yeah.
slices of it.
Did you know
Uh,
that cuts and abrasions are by far the most typical ER visits that doctors get on Thanksgiving?
yeah,
It's crazy.
we've officially because this is now the second year I've cut my finger open, the exact same finger on Thanksgiving. So we have deemed it is now a family tradition that Joe at least has to cut his finger open every Thanksgiving. Because
Next time you're gonna lose the tip. Watch.
last year for Thanksgiving I cut it open opening a bottle of wine. So when I was cutting the foil open, I was using my pocket knife because I didn't have my tools with me, like my typical stuff for opening a wine bottle with me at the
Yeah.
in-laws. And my knife slipped and fucking got the exact same fucking spot on that finger. And then this time I was carving the turkey and the it slipped on the fucking skin and just barely nicked my fucking finger.
That's why I don't think I've ever had like a Thanksgiving injury, thank God, but I probably just jinxed it now, you
Yeah,
know.
you just totally jinxed that shit. So,
Yeah,
but
man.
yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving was good. Yesterday was good.
I love it.
We just ordered fucking pizza yesterday for all the kids and shit.
Yeah, we did the same thing yesterday, right? We did fast food yesterday, right? Yeah. Just kind of just like waving in the days, you know. My Thanksgiving was good. My wife had her best friend Nicole here this week. They visited. Her boyfriend taught me how to play Magic the Gathering, which I actually enjoyed. I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it, you know. There's just a lot of math and a lot of reading.
Yeah. I used to play competitively back in the day.
I remember
Back
you've
when I was
told
in
me, yeah.
college, I played competitively and it a lot of math, a lot of reading. You've got to learn the different strategies that you're going to encounter
Yep.
potentially and
No,
I just fucking I spent while I was
a
in
lot of
college, I
money.
probably spent thousands of fucking dollars on cards.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm seeing, and like there's an interest. It's gonna be a slow one for me, but we're gonna get into it. That was something. Um, my wife and I, we had a pretty chill Thanksgiving. She made food for us here at the house. We had the penne, we had the rice, the mac and cheese, which to me, the mac and cheese was the best dish. She told me that she did something different, something about roux that she didn't use like a flour roux or something like that, and it turned out like a different style of mac and cheese. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just the flavor of it was fantastic, and like it was sitting in the cheese sauce, which was even better. I do prefer a cheesy, but the way that this mac and cheese was made, that when you pick it up, you leave a little cheese on it to kind of spread on top of the mac and cheese. It was just perfect. It was absolutely delicious, man. And my kids were raving about it. And then after that, we went to my mom's house. And funny enough, once again, and I think my wife can attest, we are the cool cousins that bring the blunts. Like we're the walk. We're the leader. Me and my wife are the leaders of the walk. Because once we said we're going for a walk, all the cousins were like, "Yo, I want to go for that walk too." And it was cool. Seeing my cousins again, being around family. Then my daughter stood over my mom's house for like 2 days after that, which I mean, it was kind of like a heart attack, right? Not having my daughter here with me, and yeah, it was crazy, man. It was
Yeah.
crazy. But it was a very fun one. I'm very grateful for the time that we had. It was very calm. The one thing I'm super grateful for is the non-traffic that we had going up to my mom's house and coming back down, which was like a 20-minute ride back home, which was perfect for us.
compared to the typical 2 hours it takes because of
Yeah,
the fucking New York traffic, Jersey
and
and New
then
York traffic and all that shit.
I made a mistake, Squilini.
Mm,
I bought peanut butter whiskey.
okay.
Yeah, I got fucking trashed. I was just straight up taking shots of the thing, and I got trashed, man. I was really trashed. I want to get back to this. Did your cats eat turkey as well? My cats did. Well, chicken, not turkey. My mom made a turkey too, which was interesting. Um,
No,
the
we tried not to feed our cats
yeah, what
fucking table food.
you gave Piper ham? Yeah, but it was funny because my wife gives her ham, she goes crazy, and then we started finding pieces of the ham in different parts of the house because she was taking it. Clean, you've been drinking a lot, man. Are we turning a new leaf and leaving the leaf alone? Well, that bottle of peanut butter whiskey is probably going to be sitting there probably until New Year's, and then it'll probably sit there until the summer or my birthday, and that bottle's going to last me a while. I
Oh, hey,
wish
Piper.
cigarette. Yeah, like, oh, she's trying to get my bacon now. I'm done, baby. She is fucking crazy this morning. But yeah, great Thanksgiving. My wife and I, we watched God, we watched something. Frankenstein. We watched
We
Frankenstein.
talked about that last week.
Oh, I did talk about that last week. Okay, yeah. We went back to once we finished all our stuff, so now we're back to special forces. Clean. Your cat is just like my cat Leah. When you're eating, she wants to eat with you. My cat begs like a dog. Begs, will sit there staring at me with my food until I
Hmm.
give it to her, and I never give in. Um, what was I saying now? The special
We went back to
forces.
special forces.
Yeah, so my wife and I are back on special forces after finishing Squid Game and all the other stuff that we were watching. Because there's a lot of shows that are about to come back soon, like Silo. Silo's about to come back, and very very excited about that. But we went back to special forces, and we're finally up to season 4. Jussie Smollett is a fucking idiot, like the biggest idiot I've ever seen in my fucking life. I mean, he made the same mistake twice. Um, they took out the one actress because of her anxiety. Yo, from the dungeon, Squilini needs to catch up. That's the only reason. But I'll give a non-spoiler review real quick. Yeah, I'll give a non-spoiler review real quick after this. But yeah, I mean, special for
I'm
this
trying.
season. Yeah, this season, I like this season, right? Very interesting guys. The sister wives guy,
Yeah, Cody.
Cody. I have to say, I think we're up to episode 2. We're only on episode 2 of season 4, and like, I never liked Cody, but I like what he's
You'll start
doing here.
disliking him again. Don't worry.
Oh, I will. I'll start disliking him again. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. But it's a really interesting cast, man. I'm kind of surprised that Teresa quit right before the fight. What happened? Oh, that Teresa walked out before her daughter fighting. I thought that was kind of like a cop out,
Hmm.
but it is what it is. But then I had a really cool conversation with my wife last night, and I said, there are a lot of content creators and streamers who are in the limelight for negative shit right now. This would be such a good thing to fucking put them back in shape. Like just a whole season, just a season of just streamers and content creators. And I'm talking about like Hassan B, Sneeko, Jack Doherty,
Fucking put Guy Beam on there.
Guy Beam. Yeah, I said that too, didn't I? I
Put
said, I
fucking
said,
Doc on there.
I'm telling you, and I said too, like this is it's interesting because that the DSs could probably drive something out of him to talk more about the situation. Because
Hmm.
I mean, we're still, we're not waiting for him to do it anymore at this point. But if he did it, we kind there'd be a conversation, right? If the truth came out, and I think that if he would, and I said this to my wife, if he were to go on this show, I feel like that they would drag it out of him because look at what
Oh,
they did with Jussie, right? Jussie
yeah.
knew before he went in, and everyone like Cody. Cody was like, he was like, Jussie, what's your full name? And then he was like second chances, and he started laughing about it. Like, I mean, and then Jussie went in still fucking lying about the situation.
He's still like up until the end of the season, he just kept on.
It's just crazy
Like
to me because like you're
I was
saying,
I was I was attacked and people started saying I lied about it and all this other, like he kept that fucking, he's still pulling that shit.
here's the thing, and I said this to my wife. It's fine. If you believe that, sit on it and fine. Move on from it. The case is over. The conviction got overturned. No
Mhm.
one's talking about it anymore. You know what I mean? No one is talking about it. So for
Yeah.
him to kind of like still sit on it, that's like a fucking mental warfare for him, man. It really is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like to sit on that. Like I mean, we've been in situations that are kind of similar, not as extreme, obviously, but like we've been in situations where like we kind of sit on things that we've done in the
I had
past, and then it eats at us, and that's what's happening with him.
I was probably like 4 whiskeys in, and one of the teenagers was like, "So how was combat? What was that like?" And I just went to one
Oh
of the
no.
darkest fucking things possible because I was like, "I'm gonna fuck you up right now." Like mentally, you did not just ask like 5 whiskeys in me questions about things. Like you should
Yeah.
have waited until I was sober.
We'll get to all that in a second, D. Hang on. Slow down, slow down. Um, but yeah, the fucking I mean, Jussie Smollett, I couldn't see someone who was more fucking pathetic. Like it is so in one perspective, it's sad. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To see someone like sit on their faults. And, if he was telling the truth, fine. In our perspective, from everything that was put out there, he's lying. And if he wants to believe that he didn't, that's fine. But to
Yeah,
don't sit on it, dude. But really interesting cast this year. I really like it. Don't I really don't know who's gonna make it far. You know what I mean? I hate to
I
say
like
that
I like the way they did this season where they brought in a bunch of like
couples
teens,
and
like
family
newer,
members.
like,
Yeah.
and then the first episode they just split them in half.
Yeah. Yep. I really want to see what they're gonna do for the next season if they announce one. I think it just finished, right? Like the season just finished.
Like very recently, yeah. But
Yeah, like
before either of us got to it.
yeah. So I'm excited to see the end of this and where it goes. Now, Stranger Things. Now, Stranger Things so far, because we've only got the first volume. My wife and I, we swam through that first volume, and it was really good. Kind of funny that you're seeing a bunch of 24-year-olds play like 16, 17-year-old kids. But they have to complete the story. The de-aging technology that they used on the show is it's
Well,
good, but it's
if you
it's
really look at like the teenager cast or the 20-year-old cast, they don't really look like they're in their 20s though.
yeah, yeah. So no, you're absolutely right about that. And the de-aging that they did, it wasn't terrible, right? But it was a little off. I think the best way I could
Mhm.
describe it is the eyes, right? The eyes were
Yeah.
a bit like anime. So, and that's funny that you say that because that's his real hair.
Hmm.
That's Luke. I don't know his name, but the character Lucas, that's his real hair. I mean, if you he just did when they did the Stranger Things premiere, like the with the red carpet and stuff, he had this awesome outfit. It was like a military, like an old school military
Hmm.
outfit. But like, the show itself, it's fun. Lots of cool like little quips and Easter eggs, you know what I mean? And it's starting to become so like the whole show kind of rang out like a D&D campaign, right? But now to me it's starting to become more like a comic book story.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, Toshi? So I think they're doing really good with it. And what I feel like is happening is that we're getting a payoff, right? We don't get to see a lot of shows today that make it to their fifth season. The product
Yeah.
placement was amazing too. I think that's one of the best things about the show. They try to make it so immersive that they want you to feel that you're in the room with them, and I think that's very special. Very Pepsi, Coca-Cola, the different skateboards, the old school commercials, the toys, and the Back to the Future Easter egg that goes throughout the whole show. It's fun. It's very good. I'm actually gonna give it a fucking perfect 10. To me, I'm gonna give it a perfect 10. It's fun, and it closes doors and opens up a little more to continue the story, and lots of plot holes being filled. That's another
You
thing.
think they might do spin-offs after this?
If they do, it has to be reasonable. It has to be a
Like
reasonable
maybe a
spin-off.
show specifically about Harper?
Man, if they do one about Harper, they need to do one about his past. Now, we're talking about Stranger Things,
Yeah.
Toshi. They have to do one about his past because they revealed something. I
That's
can't
what I'm
remember.
kind of getting at, like his backstory before he came.
Yeah, because they revealed. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but they revealed a small thing about him that I don't remember from the past seasons that he ever talked about. And it's just military service stuff. I don't remember anything about him
Mhm.
talking about that. And yeah, he said Sadie Sink is going to be in Spider-Man. Yeah, we covered that a couple weeks ago that she's playing the character who takes over, or like the Punisher's like sidekick or something like that. So Stranger Things is good. I can't wait for the volume 2. So there was another couple things here. I saw a video where they said Battlefield 6 is better than Ark Raiders, more realistic. My boy Johnny Riss went from Call of Duty to Battlefield 6. It's way better. Well, Call of Duty died. Okay, when you throw a and this is the thing, okay? When you throw AI, right, into a game,
Yeah.
we have, and I'm going to compare two games, right? First off, Ark Raiders is the best game of the fucking year, which is way better than fucking Battlefield 6, 100 fucking percent. And anyone who thinks different can fucking eat my ass. All right, like fuck that. Now, Call of Duty put AI all over their fucking game. Oh, Toshi, you're on your old school Twitch. Holy shit, dude. What's going?
No,
Yeah.
that's YouTube.
Oh, it's his YouTube, my man.
If you look
So
at the icon.
I know, which actually I have to take that off because Twitch will ban me for that. Anyways, so Call of Duty put AI all over their game, right? All over it. Okay, to the point that they made fucking what's his name that played Daryl's brother in Walking Dead, Merle.
Yeah.
He becomes a kaiju in the fucking game. Like this Godzilla type fucking asshole looking dude. And it's fucking terrible. So they killed that. Battlefield 6, yeah, better than Call of Duty. Got nominated for a bunch of awards this year. Great game. I'm not, it's good. I play RedSec, I enjoy it. But at the end of the day, Ark Raiders is consistently having on all platforms 700,000 players consistently, 300 to 400,000 on Steam, right? Battlefield's
Mhm.
not giving those numbers right now. Okay? They're not giving the community support that Ark Raiders is doing, and the clips are fucking better than Battlefield. So that's my Ark
Yeah.
Raiders talk for the day.
I got to
That's
pick up Ark Raiders for the PlayStation so I can fucking see what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have a game where you have to listen to everything, right? That's the point
Yeah.
of the game. Listening. If you get into a couple firefights, okay. Yeah, it's aggravating. I get aggravated when I get killed sometimes, but you know what? It's part of the fucking game. You know? People don't want to play the game because they're afraid they're gonna die. Have you ever fucking played the game like before where you die constantly? But our Arc Raiders is only a digital game, right? Yeah. So the fuck what? That doesn't mean anything.
I honestly need people to get over this whole digital versus physical copies thing because everything's going fucking digital. We just need to, accept the fucking times are changing and that's the route things are going. I mean, yeah, your big AAA titles for fucking Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo have physical copies, but eventually it's going to fucking go away. It's
Yeah.
going to happen because especially now with Steam releasing their Steam machine, They're gonna fucking really
Oh,
kind of take over the fucking console wars with that shit.
dude, Xbox is in trouble.
Yeah.
Xbox is in trouble with the Steam machine because every game that you have on Xbox is on Steam.
So here's the thing from the dungeon. Yes, with a physical copy, if you say want to sell later on down the road, you have that option to sell the physical copy. Where with digital, you can resell. However, however,
People are not looking at that anymore.
people are not looking at that anymore because a lot of people are just buying and keeping and collecting and stacking up their games.
Look
And
at look at the classic stuff, the classics consoles,
yeah,
where they get one of those things and they put everything in their library inside of the one box digitally. Like I think that's also a sign that the physicals are dying out. It's gonna go away because of people like you guys trying to get rid of physical.
I'm not
Where's
trying
Jay?
to get rid of physical. I mean, I've got so like the
That's
games
funny.
that I really like, like the franchises I really like, I buy physical copies of. I've got
Yeah.
physical copies of all the God of War games. I've got all of the Zelda games on physical. I've got, I buy physical where I feel the need, and then I buy digital where I also feel the need. Now, obviously, if I'm playing a PC game, I'm going digital because of the fact that PCs nowadays don't have fucking disk drives in them anymore.
Yeah. Which is a
And if you want a
which is
disk
like a
drive, you have to, buy an external one that plugs into a USB port. And those things break so damn much that I don't trust them.
yeah. I mean, it's a different world now. I mean, trust me, if I could have and I'm a collector, right? But like when it comes to collecting, I won't collect the disc unless it's like a music CD, right? When it comes to a game, I mean, I'll take a poster, an action figure, right? You
I'm
know?
gonna buy the collector's editions where they come with like a steel book and shit like that. And the steel book and like the collectible item that came with it, like when Call of Duty was doing shit like RC cars and fucking night vision goggles and shit like that back in the day.
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff I'm collecting when it comes to video game memorabilia.
Yeah.
I'm not collecting the actual game because I'm eventually going to, like with Call of Duty for many years, what I would do is I would get the new one when it would release. I'd go to the midnight
Yep.
release. I'd play the game for that year. And then when the new one was coming out, I would trade in last year's game to get the next one.
This is true. This is
And I
true.
would take that trading credit to go towards the next collector's edition. And, at one point I had all the fucking Call of Duty collectibles. I've had all the Assassin's Creed collectibles, like all that shit I've had because that's what I care about. Those types of
Yeah.
things, because they're display pieces. They're things I can put up in my home office and display and show off.
Yeah,
I can't show off a fucking CD.
my perspective with it is that I don't want to sell my stuff. And if I have something, especially like a game disc,
Yeah.
and if I'm tempted to sell it. You know what I mean? Especially a video game. The last physical game I ever bought was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 when they came out with it.
Yeah.
And I fucking oh my god, my wife hated me that week or the 3 days that I had it. I was raging, throwing shit all over the place, and I never bought a physical game again.
Well, I mean, that's like you can see like the shelves over here behind me by my door leading out of my office. I've got all the Harry Potter books. I've got all the Game of Thrones books.
Yep.
I've got the complete work of J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Silmarillion, all of the fucking books he did. All of those books are for display. I have digital copies of all those books on fucking Apple Books to read.
Yep. And that I do like too, because I do the same thing with my comic books. I was looking at Battlefield 6 prices on GameStop website for a brand new Battlefield 6. It's $35 for a used version. It's $61. And that should say a lot because Ark Raiders is only $39.99. $39.99. And you don't see games that are that affordable these days. But let's go on to some of our hot topics today. They're all kind of negative. So brace yourself, but this one is graphic. This is a very graphic story about two airmen who wanted to take over an island. This sounds like a fucking bad movie, right? So there's going to be some terms in here that are probably going to make you.
When I first heard this story, I thought it was the Marine Corps and not fucking the Air Force. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, so this is fucked up. So, 2 airmen from North Texas have been federally indicted for allegedly planning a violent and shocking plot to seize control of Ganave Island in Haiti. The defendants are Gavin Rivers Weisenberg, 21 of Allen, Texas, and Tanner Christopher Thomas, 20 of Argyle, Texas. The pair were charged by a grand jury in the Eastern District of Texas with conspiring to murder, maim, or kidnap persons in a foreign country and with producing child pornography. The charges stem from a scheme allegedly plotted from August 24 to July 25. So the DOJ's announcement says that Weisenberg and Thomas plan to recruit individuals, including homeless individuals, to form what they described as an unlawful expeditionary force. Their aim was to purchase a sailboat, acquire firearms and ammunition, and carry out a forceful invasion of Ganave Island. We'll get to that in a second, D. Prosecutors alleged that once on the island, the group intended to kill every male, overthrow local authority, and enslave the women and children. The indictment describes how the defendants discussed these goals explicitly, including what the government fears to be as, I don't even want to say, I don't think we could say that word on YouTube, but fantasies. I'm pretty sure you could fill in the blank there. Part of their preparation, including studying Haitian Creole, discussing logistics and operational plans, and attempted to recruit and organize participants in person and online.
Oh God!
So,
damn it.
So furthermore, Thomas enlisted in the United States Air Force in January 2025. So we got fucking new boots in here. According to the court documents summarized by news sources, he later saw a reassignment to Joint Base Andrews in Maryland, allegedly to facilitate the recruitment of participants for the scheme. Meanwhile, the DOJ notes that Weisenberg enrolled in the Fire Academy in mid-2024, which he failed out of, a step prosecutors claim was part of his alleged attempts to gain relevant training for the plan.
So here's my first question. What are their fucking MOSs?
Their MOSs are not listed in this article.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, so they wouldn't have been successful anyways. They're fucking Air Force.
That's the first part. The
would have fucked them up. I'm just gonna throw this the fuck out.
Oh, they would have. I mean, how many guns were they thinking of bringing over there? There's only 2 of them with a couple of expeditionary local forces that they were going to hire. How were they going to do that? How fucking stupid do you have to be to think that you're going to pull off some movie plot shit and be the fucking villains? You know, they would have gotten killed, as they should have. This is fucking crazy, dude. And it says here, so the charges, statutes, and penalties. So the conspiracy charge invokes 18 U.S.C. 956, which makes it a federal crime for persons within U.S. jurisdiction to conspire to commit murder, kidnapping, or maiming outside of the United States, so as at least one conspirator commits an overt act in the U.S. to further that conspiracy. Under 956, a conviction for conspiracy to murder or kidnap abroad can result in life imprisonment. How do you think they would have gotten away with that? They wouldn't have.
They wouldn't have.
There is no way that they would have gotten away with this. They're going on a sailboat in the middle of the ocean going towards Haiti, and no one sees that? Get the fuck out of here.
So that's the thing. The island has local government and there's people there. Like that was part of their plan, was to kill all military-aged males and overthrow the government on this fucking island.
It's a big island too. Like, I mean, it's small compared to the whole country, but it's a big island. It says 87,000 people who are there. Like, this is the stupidest and most idiotic thing any soldier of the United States could do.
Mm-hmm.
They have both pleaded not guilty. But to go back to Dee's question, they will go to a military federal or just straight to like some type of federal prison, would they not, Culinary?
Because they're active military, and part of what they were planning is technically considered a war crime.
Would it put them in a would they put them in a supermax?
They'd ended up sticking them in like fucking Leavenworth. They won't, because if they get found guilty, which from everything that I've seen about this over the past week, there's so much proof that even with them pleading not guilty, they're not getting away from it with this. It's their.
That's what I was thinking. The
Well,
Colorado Supermax.
I don't think they'll go to Supermax, and the reason I say that is because they never officially committed the offense.
So they haven't done the offense.
So they're not violent. They're not considered a violent offender, so they're not going to go to a Supermax. They're going to go somewhere like Leavenworth, which even Leavenworth has violent offenders at it.
Yeah.
But they're going to go to a military prison. They're not going to go to a civilian prison.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the fact that they're still active military. They were conspiring to commit heinous acts against another nation. So what John stated as far as charges are concerned, those are just like the regular like federal offense side of things. That's not including the articles under the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, that they also broke the law of in the process of conspiring to do this. So they're gonna get the fucking book slam shut. The fucking key's gonna be fucking thrown out.
Yep.
Once they get found guilty, I mean, the next time we'll hear their names pop up is because they fucking died.
Yeah. Absolutely, dude. I completely agree with that. Now, here's another thing why I also don't think they would have gotten away with this. It wouldn't be long until their base or their commanders would have found out that they've gone missing.
Yeah.
It would have been like instantly. You know, they know once they know a soldier hasn't come to formation or to a specific job that they're supposed to, it's like one of three things. Overslept.
So not just them going missing, because here's the thing. They could have, submitted their travel chit, fucking, done everything the fucking proper way. Obviously, they're going to have to lie on it because I'm going to tell you this. When I was a senior NCO, if I had a fucking troop try to fucking say, oh, I'm going to go to Haiti, I'm not fucking signing off on your fucking leave. The fuck you going to Haiti for? Unless you are fucking Haitian and have family in that region and you're going to visit family, you have no fucking business going to that area. So they would have had to say they're going somewhere else. And then when they were going through fucking security and TSA and everything, because they would have had to provide for military leave, you have to provide all like everything, proof of where you're going via your, airfare, your tickets for your flights, fucking, rental car agreements, all types of shit before you can even fucking go on leave if you're leaving the area.
And then you guys have and then you guys have to check the blotter too in case there was an arrest beforehand, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fucking things that go into getting leave where you're leaving the state that you're stationed at. Like, I think when I was in, we had so every unit's different in like how many miles outside of base you can go before you have to submit like all your travel documentation and all this other shit. We do vehicle inspections anytime there's fucking leave. So like, let's say John was one of my freaking troops and he was going from Georgia back up to Jersey to visit family. He submits his travel chit. He's like, okay, I'm going to drive. I'm not flying. Well, then now I'm inspecting his vehicle to make sure oil's good, wiper blades, all his lights are working, his fucking tags aren't expired. We go through this whole fucking lengthy lengthy process.
And what happens if one small thing, like a light not blinking properly,
if there's a light bulb that's burnt out, even it's denied until it's fixed.
Yep.
So like you could literally have your vehicle inspection the day you're supposed to be leaving, and if there is a light bulb burnt out, you've now delayed your plans by 24 to 48 hours.
Yep.
Because the thing is, as a senior NCO and with vehicle inspections, I wasn't on your time. You're on my time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
If you come to me and your car's got a headlight out or a tail light out or a wiper blade is fucking broken and you need to go get new wiper blades, I'm going to say, okay, go get this fixed. We're going to do this at this time, this day. And that time, that this day could be 24 hours later,
Yep.
could be
And
48 hours later.
you lost a day on your leave.
Yeah. So, and you know, that day, like say in the scenario I was using where you're going from Georgia to fucking Jersey, that's your travel. Like that
Yeah.
whole day, you're driving up there. So, you know, it's one of those things like there are so many checks and balances in the military for fucking you leaving post and going on vacation that they'd have been fucking caught before they even made it to a fucking airport.
Absolutely.
Obviously, they could have, you know, okay, they could have bought tickets for 2 flights and turned in the tickets for I'm going to visit family in Texas, so I'm flying to Texas. And then in that process, only turn over those tickets, which completely plausible if you're doing some stupid shit.
And then completely get
And
another.
then have secondary tickets. However, it's a lot harder to get away with shit like that as an MP because, like me, I had access to the fucking systems to be able to check flights. So, you know, yeah, you're giving me your ticket, but I can also fucking pull your name up in a database and see any plane air travel tickets you fucking purchased in the last 30 days.
It's a department, man. That is the one thing that the military will always find you. We had a guy that went AWOL on us that I was in boot camp in AIT with, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy went missing for a day. They found out the same day that he went AWOL back to New York City. They gave him a month, and then they cut off his checks, and then he came back, and then he was put out.
Kicked out, yeah.
You know, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, these two assholes, I cannot wait to hear the trial go off on this, to hear everything that goes down, because these two are fucked.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Next one. A MOS 36 commander on November 26th, 1st Marine Aircraft Wing announced Major General Marcus B. Annabelle relieved Lieutenant Colonel Callis Sharon G. James of his duties as commanding officer of Marine Aviation Logistics Squadron 36 at Camp Foster, Okinawa. The official this is a wild press release right here. The official press release said due to loss of trust and confidence in his ability to command and emphasize commanders are held to the highest standard of conduct and most consistently live above reproach. Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Iden assumed duties as interim commanding officer until the incoming commander arrives. So,
I'm sorry, to get relieved of your command duty, you really fuck up.
yeah.
Now, in most press releases, when these types of things happen, because you're like, oh, this is interesting the way they worded this, that's how they do it. Unless there's like official charges being put against the person, it's always due to loss of confidence of ability to lead, or you know, something along those lines is what they put out there as the reason why someone, especially a senior officer, gets relieved of their command duty. It's because of loss of confidence. And sometimes it's, you know, it's criminally related. Sometimes it's just the, you know, command they're in charge of just keeps having issues and issues and issues. So it's like, okay, we're going to remove the current commander, bring somebody new in hopes to square things away.
Yeah, and it also says here the relief came in as an active investigation is underway. They have not disclosed any further details about the investigation or the underlying allegations.
Oh, I guarantee you sexual assault.
That's what it sounds like. He was removed because his superiors said, his superiors said they no longer trust his ability to lead because there is an ongoing investigation, but the public record does not yet show what specific actions or failures triggered that loss of trust. This is going to be interesting in the next coming days if we find out more about this. But whenever you hear loss of trust, like you were saying, that's a fucking blow, dude.
Oh, what the fuck?
What the fuck did he do?
The thing is, like, over my time in the military, I've had commanders get relieved of their duty because of loss of trust. And it was just, you know, there's always, it happens. It's not impossible to happen. It's not uncommon to happen. But a lot of the times it happens because, you know, like your unit's got the lowest fucking, if you're the commander of company Charlie in the battalion
Yeah.
and your unit has a issue with PT failures or marksmanship failures, shit like that, they'll relieve the commander and bring in a new command staff
Yep.
to, correct
Yeah.
whatever issues are ongoing.
Put the pressure on them.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not always tied to some kind of investigation or charges or potential criminal activity, stuff like that. It happens, but it's less common that that's the reason. It's more common that it's, just you have a lot of fuck ups in your fucking company,
Yeah.
and the Army or the Marine Corps or the Navy or the Air Force, or I guess even now the Space Force, they're removing commanders because they just have a lot of fucking fat bodies or fuck ups in a
Yeah.
company. With It's
Which
gonna happen.
we're the military. We should be what's the able-bodied? We should be able-bodied,
The thing
you
is,
know?
when you're active duty, even technically reservists, National Guardsmen, um, part timers of any sort, you're always supposed to uphold a certain set of standards as far as physically appearance, stuff like that, the way you carry yourself, because at any time you could be called to go into a conflict. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, right now we don't have any active conflicts. There's nothing actually fucking going on.
No, not with us
Oh,
at least.
yeah, not with us, but I mean, at any time you could be called up to go do something. And you have to keep yourself at the ready and within a set of standards. That's why it pisses me off when you see these videos of like National guard units or reserve units, and half of their fucking NCOs are like 400 fucking pounds, and that motherfucker hasn't passed a PT test in 6 years. That's why when I transitioned from active duty to reserve status, I only stayed on reserve status for 2 months, and it was supposed to be, you know, I was trying to break into the civilian sector after I got my degree, and I reported to my reserve unit and saw the way things were fucking done, and I put in paperwork and went right back fucking active duty within 2 months,
Yeah,
because it just the standards weren't there.
absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
You
when I
wanted something
reported into
more.
my fucking company commander, the typical walked into knocked, enter, went into the fucking commander's office, snapped a fucking attention. So, you know, Staff Sergeant Squilini reporting for duty, this, that, and the other. First thing my company commander said is, "I work for a living. Sit down." It's like, the fuck?
It's always so crazy when they do something like that, so unpredictable, and it's just like,
We
oh,
all work for a
okay,
fucking living. However,
yeah,
there is a certain level of respect between officers and enlisted that's expected, and you're throwing that right out the fucking window when you do shit like that. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, but
you're absolutely
so
right.
it's insane the way things are ran on
Yeah,
that
yeah,
side of the fence.
because we're taught to respect discipline and be what's that word? Be at the ready, you know? We're supposed to always be at the ready. And because if we don't do that, we get our heads fucking chewed off. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
imagine that if you didn't do that, the conversation would have been way different.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's, in the active military, when you report to a new post and you go report to your new commander, or new first sergeant or whatnot, you're expected to, with first sarge, be at parade rest, with an officer be at attention. You're expected to salute your officers when you pass them outside, shit like that. With my reserve unit, I walked past the fucking lieutenant and saluted him. And the lieutenant's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, I've gotten that before too.
Like,
I'm just give them that fucking look like my guy. Because you ever notice the officers never like to salute. They don't like doing
but
it.
it is what it is. I mean, they don't have to salute back, but there's still that level of military bearing that, you know, as far as like my leadership style, I lead by example. Even in my civilian job today, You know, when my team's fucking getting hammered with phone calls or hammered with tickets and work and they need help, I'm hopping on the phones. I'm
Yeah.
working tickets. I'm doing the work I did before I got into management
Yep.
because I still, I don't want them to think that I'm just going to tell them do this, but I'm not willing to jump in and help when they need it.
Yeah. And it's
I'm I'm a leader that leads by, I'm not
yeah,
going to ask you to do some shit I'm not going to fucking do.
it's not that hard to say carry on. It really isn't, because that's the relief
Well,
right
I
there.
mean, even in standard military practice, when you're when you're walking outside and you pass an officer, you render a hand salute while you're still moving, or you render the hand salute, you stop, attention, hand salute. Once the officer passes you, whether they say carry on, salute you back, or anything, you can break the salute and continue going.
Yep.
So the
That
officers
happens, and that
technically don't
happens
have to do
too.
that. That happens way more frequently than you would
Yeah.
think.
You feel
And
like that they
it's
don't,
fine.
yeah, you feel like that they don't acknowledge you or something like that, and you're kind of questioning yourself, but it's just like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Some of them, and I've seen a lot of that too with the younger officers. What they just cut, they were a specialist right out of boot camp, and then go right to OCS after a few months.
Yeah, they
And
did
then,
like the green to gold fucking shit.
yeah, like
Um,
without even become like, yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. Like a lot of the fresh out of college lieutenants, definitely I saw that with when I was in.
yeah,
You
same,
know, you're 20, 21, you're the same age as the fucking sergeant that's saluting you type of thing. And you're trying to relate more on from the age level aspect and not the rank structure aspect with those people. And that can hurt morale too.
yeah, it really can.
So
I knew this one guy. He was a 27-year-old fucking E7 dude. 27-year-old E7. Dude, he wanted to go to OCS, but then he said, he goes, I like being an NCO much better. He was like, he's more hands-on, he's there, And funny enough, that guy's name was Robin Williams.
well, that's the thing. Like for me, I was 20, 24 in an E7,
That's
and I
awesome.
was about to go to fucking OCS. I enlisted at the suggestion of my enlisted father because my dad was a fucking first sergeant. I enlisted before finishing college and commissioning because my dad, and this is something I will say is actually fucking true, and I'm glad he gave me this advice. My dad was like, when you enlist and serve time amongst the enlisted ranks and then become an officer, you get more respect as a lieutenant fresh out of OCS because of your enlisted time than you do when you're just a lieutenant right out of OCS.
Yeah. E7 is Sergeant First Class.
Yep.
Yep.
And the thing is, so I fast tracked because no, no, he never fucking was able to pass the ASVAB to fucking even get in. Or height and weight. He was 6'3" and like 400 fucking pounds by the time we graduated high school.
Oh shit.
So yeah, no, he wanted to go in, but he couldn't pass height and weight or a tape test to be able to fucking join.
You've always been the cooler brother, Squillini. That's
So
what it sounds like.
I I just I had my fucking life together and he never has.
Yeah. Yeah, you've mentioned that a few times.
So that's really what it was. Like I had goals. His goals were I just want to get done with fucking high school and continue to act like a fucking teenager even into his 30s.
Hmm.
So it's we just two totally different fucking people. Both of us raised the same.
Yeah. Has anyone
No,
ever
we
confused
don't
you
look
guys?
fucking similar.
You have very similar features, but
We
it's
look more alike now that I have a beard than we did
yeah.
when we were younger because he always, because he wasn't going the military path and I was. I was always clean shaven and upkept, and like I always carried myself with a set of military standards even before I joined the army.
Yeah, you always
And
said that.
that's because I did Young Marines through middle school. Then I went into JROTC in high school, then right into the fucking army. So, I always carried myself. I still carry myself this way, with that set of military standards and military bearing, where he tried sports. He tried, he tried going the athletic route, never fucking succeeded at it, and kept fucking around and doing stupid shit. And
Yeah.
I mean, so we're two totally different people. And obviously, because he wasn't doing ROTC and wasn't going that military path, by the time we were seniors in high school, he'd full blown beard. His hair was fucking about as long as John, shit like that. So it was easier to tell us apart then.
Yeah.
Where now, there's some features that are similar, but we still are two totally different people. Because I think I've shown the picture on the podcast
Yeah,
before.
you have.
The more recent photo. I'm not sure if you've seen it, D. Let me go see if I can find it back in my photos while we're fucking talking.
Says your brother sounds like a mountain man.
But he never really had real ambition. And that's really the big thing. And then again, yeah, we just look different because of the fact that I carried myself with a set of military fucking bearing and standards where he didn't. So there was that difference there too.
That's very interesting, man. That's very interesting. Yeah, then when he pulls up this photo, we'll go into our last story, which is probably the most heartbreaking thing to happen. We need to have the twin brother podcast on Clean Sanchez Media.
No.
That's not up to me.
Nope. I haven't talked to him. So this Christmas will be 8 years since my mom passed. And the last time I talked to him was the August after she passed. And that was because the life insurance company got a hold of us to be able to distribute her funds from her life insurance policy. And when she passed, all he was concerned about was how much money she got in the bank. What's my inheritance? What's this? What's that? And it's like, no.
Interesting. Yeah, I've heard a conversation recently that was a lot like that.
So I just I've distanced myself from him and his fucking side of the world and his wife and the craziness on that end, because it's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what's our next topic while I fucking search this fucking photo?
So our last topic today, probably one of the darkest stories we've ever talked about. I mean, this is a dark episode. I do wish Jay was here. We needed Jay today. But a shooting took place the day before Thanksgiving in Washington, D.C. A group of National Guard soldiers were giving out food to the homeless, and all of a sudden, here it is. It's right here. He does look like a mountain man.
Yeah, he looks like a crackhead.
That I didn't want to say it. Yeah.
Because like his eyes are all sunken in and shit. He doesn't look like he's taking care of himself.
Yeah. How recent is this? Within the year?
So this was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So what, we were 34 at the time? But I mean, I don't have contact with him.
Looks like a doped out Kevin Smith.
That's still a smack in the face to fucking Kevin Smith. Why would you do that?
So, November 26th, around 2:15 p.m. Eastern, near the Farragut West Station, downtown D.C., roughly 2 blocks from the White House. According to law enforcement statements, the attack was a targeted ambush, and the suspect came around the corner and immediately opened fire at the guardsmen. Reports indicate 10 to 15 shots were fired. The suspect used a .357 Magnum Smith & Wesson revolver. After initially firing, the suspect reportedly picked up the fallen guardswoman's weapons and continued firing at the second guardsman. Other guardsmen at the scene counterattacked. One used a pocket knife. Another returned fire. The suspect was wounded, subdued, and taken into custody. So let's break this part down first, okay?
So first off, why the fuck? God damn it, guard. Why? Pocket knife? Really?
Must have been a Leatherman or something. That's the first thing I thought of.
Like, God damn it.
Yeah, be
Counterattack and
careful.
one used a fucking pocket knife. What the I,
I mean, hey,
I can't. It makes my brain hurt just thinking. Like, a dude is shooting and you're going to pull out your fucking pocket knife as part of the counterattack? What the fuck, dude?
yeah. Um the one thing that really interests me was that it just came out of nowhere, right? He kind of just
Yeah.
came around the corner and just started shooting, which is fucking crazy. First off, next, the victim, Sarah Beckstrom, age 20. She was the first to be hit. She was serving as an MP with the West Virginia National Guard assigned to the 863rd Military Police Academy. She enlisted in June 23. Andrew Wolf, age 24, the second guardsman shot. At the time of reporting, he remains. Wait, hang on a second. I thought he died. Okay, wait a minute. So Andrew Wolf is still alive. Yeah, Andrew Wolf, as of right now, is still alive. He's fighting for his life. Um, Beckstrom, age 20, she passed away shortly after the shooting. Um, so the suspect in background. The suspect has been identified as Ramanullah Lakanwal, a 29-year-old Afghan national. He reportedly entered the United States in 2021 under the resettlement program Operation Allies Welcome. I'm pretty sure you're very familiar with this.
Yeah.
So he also was allegedly a former member of a CIA-backed paramilitary force, often referred to as Zero Units in Afghanistan, units that operated alongside U.S. forces. That right there is probably one of the craziest plot twists of this whole situation is that he worked with
Well,
American soldiers at one point in his
even if we
life.
go back earlier this year, there was an Afghan guy in Virginia that shot a cop.
There was that too.
And he was here as part of the same thing, the Allies
The
fucking
Allies,
operation.
yeah,
Yeah, where like interpreters and those that worked with us, we brought them to the US after you know, after
yeah,
we left Afghanistan. And he just fucking went off and he got pulled over. The cop was just doing regular fucking cop duties,
yeah.
and then boom. So
And Jay actually had a hand in bringing one of his interpreters into the country as well.
yeah, he's got a buddy that was one of the interpreters he had over in country, and he's in the US now and was part of all that too. So it's like, we vetted these guys then, but I don't think they're doing proper vetting now, and that's why we're getting situations like this.
Yeah, this is so authorities said they found him in custody after he was shot by a guardsman. He was hospitalized under guard. Now, I saw a ton of footage from this, and there's angles of this whole situation all over the place. Street journalists, content creators who were there at the moment, CCTV. This is one of the wildest things to ever happen on our soil. And according to prosecutors, Lockenwald now faces multiple charges: armed assault with intent to kill, possession of a firearm during a violent crime, and those charges are expected to be upgraded to first-degree murder following Beckstrom's death. Federal agencies, including the FBI, are treating the case as a potential act of terrorism and have executed search warrants at Lockenwald's residence. Investigators are reportedly examining both domestic and overseas connections. I I already feel that this is an act of terrorism. You come into our fucking land and then you shoot our people. You purposely come to an area to hurt our people. That is an act of terrorism.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's domestic terrorism at that
Yeah,
point, though.
and look,
Because
look at the scroll. It's talking about the program. Every Afghan evacuee underwent a rigorous screening and vetting process. You know,
yeah, but I mean, the thing is, okay, so yeah, they passed the rigorous screening and vetting process. But here's the thing. So obviously, those of us that served and a lot of that shit, PTSD is a real fucking thing. And it
yeah.
doesn't just affect the American troops. It has effects on fucking the interpreters and the civilian contractors and all the people we worked with over there. It doesn't, and these could be, yeah, these people could be good people, but they just fucking snapped because, like the guy in Virginia that shot the cop, he gets brought over here and then he gets no aid, no help, nothing. And he's just left to fend for himself. And, not to lessen the fucking situations because
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
they fucked up, they did a crime, they fucking have to atone for it and deal with the fucking consequences. However, you know, I don't feel like we're doing the proper psychological fucking vetting in the process to make sure that they're good from a mental standpoint.
I feel like something like this is going to cause a lot of more issues with our immigration policies. And I don't know. I'm not trying to put a tinfoil hat on, but this is like another thing for like martial law, right? Like, do you think that this adds to that thing that could happen?
I don't
Right, D,
honestly,
for real.
it's kind of hard because it's like, yeah, this is going to affect immigration policies, but this really doesn't. So, like, Operation Allies Welcome really has
Yeah.
nothing to do with our immigration policies.
No,
It's
it
us
doesn't.
offering asylum to those that helped us during wartime in those countries to protect these people because if we didn't get them over here, them and their families are at risk from retaliation from Al Qaeda and ISIS and all these groups because after we pulled out they took back over, like they've taken back over the country, and there's that concern for the people that helped us, and that's where Operations Allies Welcome came into play. Was this is our way to kind of help and give them
Give
that,
back.
give back to those that helped us in that time. However, we need to not just vet them from a we need to vet them a little bit better and a little differently, and we need to do psyche evals and other things.
Agreed.
And if they have PTSD, get them on medication, get them the fucking help, give them not VA benefits per se, but give them help to a standard of care for those psychological issues that they have from helping us during wartime. Because in a sense, they're veterans too. They're veterans, combat veterans, just like me, just like Jay,
Yeah.
because they were there. They did the shit with
Well,
us.
and
They might
remember,
not have been members of the United States military, but they still were militarized in some way, shape, or fashion.
yeah, that could be it too, D. That could definitely be it. There's a lot of different factors in this that are still unbeknownst to us at the moment, and it could literally be anything. But it just seems like they're just it keeps on coming back to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also don't understand why 2,000 National Guard troops were deployed to Washington D.C. either. You know, a
Have
crime
more
emergent.
fucking
I'm not trying to
special-
get into the weeds with it, but it's like 2,000 National Guard troops.
it's yeah, it would be one thing like if this happened, like saying during the army's when they had the big fucking army birthday celebration
Oh,
earlier this year,
yeah, the parade and things like that. Yep.
because they brought a bunch of troops in for that.
Literally, almost every goddamn unit in the army was in that parade.
But that was a week of celebrating
Celebration.
and sharing the history of the United States Army with other people.
Yeah, anything could have happened on a special day like that.
And that makes sense to bring people into an area like DC. But why on a fucking random Tuesday do we have 2,000 guards troops
Yeah.
from a tree
Now,
in fucking DC.
and the White House is about to have that UFC event. I would expect 2,000 guard troops to be there, you know? Because if anything, I mean, I hate to say it too, I don't think it's a good idea to have an event like that at the White House.
That's the thing. Like it's all fucking just fucking a horse and pony show.
Yeah.
And it's fucking stupid. It's like, okay, yeah, you want to do a UFC event, let's do it in DC, but don't do it at the fucking White House.
Yeah. I think it's dangerous. I think it's truly a bad idea. I feel like it's a, I don't even want to say it out loud. You know what I mean? I don't even want to say it out loud. That's how fucked up I think it is.
Yeah.
It's I'm happy they're gonna do something good. So, this country needs shit like that, right? But it's too scary. I don't think we're ever going to go back to normal politics like in the 80s and 90s. All those politicians want to be superstars like Hulk Hogan. I mean, you had Reagan, right? Who was a cowboy actor, who went into politics.
Yeah, but Reagan wasn't a fucking dipshit.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. Politics have never changed, right? It's always the one side always fighting the one side. It's been like that since they figured out this whole red and blue bullshit. It's and they still just want to fight about the stupidest shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain rights that people should be getting, or certain things that you can say or cannot say. Society's not what it used to be, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the big thing. So like even so Friday, with Thanksgiving and everything, like we ran out of fucking what was it? We fucking ran out of paper towels and fucking like dish detergent pods for the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Or no, it was paper towels and trash bags. So I had to go to the fucking store Friday. Well, the nearest store to me is a fucking Walmart. It's Black fucking Friday.
Oh.
I live in the South. I'm a legally carrying gun owner. So me, I get up in the morning, I get dressed, I fucking get ready, I go to fucking Walmart, I've got my gun on my hip. There's like 30 other fucking cops. There's 30 cops there because it's Black Friday. So, they've upped security measures and shit to make sure people don't do stupid shit.
People have gotten fucking wild. That's why.
Yeah. And I'm walking in, I've got my fucking Afghan vet hat on. Fucking the cops are like, "Hey, thanks for your service. Nice gun. Glad, people know they're legally allowed to carry." And then I just fucking walked in. But anything could fucking happen. I did not want to go to the fucking store on fucking Black Friday. That's for damn sure.
No, I feel that, man. I mean, we went to one. We went to Best Buy, and our Best Buy is usually not so packed and stuff like that. But this time it was Black Friday. But I mean, there wasn't really a lot of deals either. This is actually a good question. Why is it always red? The colors red and blue going against each other in politics and gangs. That's actually a really good question, actually.
Because there's really no difference between gangs and politics.
Ooh, I like that.
Politics is just legalized fucking gang activity.
That's a great perspective. I like that.
Hot take. You can fucking cancel me if you want. I don't give a shit.
I agree with that. They're a lot more tame and calm compared to when Cabbage Kids were out. Oh man. So before we get out of here, let's throw in a little positivity, right? Couple funny things, all right? First off, woman found alive in coffin. Did you hear about this?
Yes. She was going to the crematorium to be cremated and fucking was still alive.
So I got some insight from my wife about this because she works in the industry. So at where she works, they have, was it a 48-hour policy before cremation, baby? 24 to 48, depending on state. Because has it happened with your company before? No. So it's never happened with the company, but just in case, before they cremate, they have them on a 24 to 48 time. It's a state law, in case they happen to wake up in their coffin. And that's what happened with this woman in Thailand. She was declared dead and bedridden for the last 2 years, and they heard a faint knock on the side of the coffin. And they opened it up, and she was moving around. Huh. Next one. Where the fuck were the parents for this kid? 15-year-old boy found dangling from a crane 36 stories above the ground, and it took workers 7 hours to climb up and get him.
Dangling, like
Off a crane, yeah.
holding this way, or like did he get caught up in some shit? Um, those are really important questions because holy shit, if he was dangling by his hands, talk about some fucking upper body strength and endurance.
No, for real. Put that boy in the military. Oh, we have footage.
Yes, please. I need to fucking see this. I have so many questions.
Bro, please.
Footage answers.
Next Halloween, you should be the Undertaker. Nah, I would never do that. I won't do wrestling costumes. Look at this shit. Oh my fucking god. He just wanted to get a better view.
How the fuck did he get there?
That's what I'm trying to fucking find out. Jay would be this would be Jay's face right now. Where were those kids' parents?
Yeah.
Next weird news. Bald eagle drops a cat. A motorist in North Carolina was uninjured but startled when a bald eagle dropped a cat carcass through her windshield.
Yes, it was a kid on the crane. And then probably one of the rescue workers, because they probably had to fucking have the rescue worker rappel down. But
yeah,
I saw that because that was up in the mountains.
Yes.
That was only that incident with the eagle dropping the cat's only like 3 hours from me.
Yo, is it that's fucking, I'm not trying to laugh at it, but but nature is
because you know the cat's dead, but
I would fuck up all bald eagles if they messed up my cat.
He would turn into fucking Michael Roker's character.
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
And just start hunting bald eagles.
Yo, that's crazy. Next, a judge steps down over Elvis Act. The Missouri judge agreed to step down from the bench after it was revealed he routinely wore an Elvis Presley wig and played the singer's music in his courtroom during proceedings.
What the fuck? I want him as a judge. Jesus, that sounds like a fucking good day in court.
Oh, man. So the Pope Leo revealed that he changes his wordle starting word every day, a closely held pontifical secret. Next one. We're just trying to bring some light. Australian inmate sues for Vegemite. A prisoner in Australia has filed a lawsuit claiming that being denied Vegemite is a violation of his human rights.
I would sue if you forced me to eat Vegemite, but that's totally different fucking story.
Bro, these stories, they need to bring back the Inquirer magazine. You know, whatever happened to Bat Boy? Is he still alive? Next one. An amateur soccer club in Germany has been left without a playing field after the robot lawn maker bit off more than it could chew and destroyed the turf.
God damn it.
Yeah. Oh, here comes another one. At a sanctuary in Tennessee called the Gentle Barn, turkeys are offered for cuddle therapy sessions around Thanksgiving rather than being prepared for dinner.
So, first off, I'm not sure if anybody here's ever seen a fucking turkey in the wild. Them motherfuckers are mean.
I'm not cuddling with a fucking turkey.
I am not trying to cuddle a fucking turkey.
What the fuck? Japan has unveiled a new human washing machine that allows people to get washed like laundry.
You know, don't knock until you try it at least once, I guess.
And the last one. Bengaluru techie rejects high salary. A tech worker in Bengaluru rejected a high-paying US-based remote job, opting instead of a position with office perks, a decision which sparked online debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see any of the news from fucking Survivor Series War Games last night?
No, tell me about that because I was playing Ark Raiders last night with Gio and Toshi, and they were saying weird shit was going on. So what the hell happened?
Dude, it was fucking. So the women's match went the way I figured it was gonna. AJ Lee psyched out Becky Lynch and fucking got Becky to tap. So the AJ Lee, Io Sky, Rhea, um, Rhea, fucking Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss won the women's match. The next match was Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship because Cena took the championship from Dom during Dom on Cena's last appearance on Raw, and so fucking the match is going. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez go out with Dom at the beginning of the match. They get kicked from ringside by the ref for they kept trying to interfere.
Yeah.
So the ref boots them fucking back to the locker room. Then eventually fucking JD McDonough and his giant ass fucking noggin and Finn Balor come out to try to help Dom. They're unsuccessful. Like Cena fucking picks up both McDonough and Finn at the same time and fucking AA's both of them simultaneously in one fail fucking movement. Which was fucking wild to see because I mean we've seen fucking Cena AA like Lesnar and The Undertaker and all these other big guys. And then Liv comes out. Her wardrobe is that of like she's wearing ring gear that looks like Lita's old ring gear from back when Cena had the beef with Edge and Lita. And she fucking spikes fucking Dom to make it seem like she's out there to help out fucking Cena. Yeah. And then she jumps on Cena, her eyes do that whole fucking crazy fucking ex-girlfriend look bullshit. And then she fucking kicks Cena in the nuts, causing Dom to win the match. After that, fuck. The next fucking interesting thing was the men's match, which was the Vision. So Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul with Drew McIntyre and Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jay and Jimmy Uso. Fucking honestly, Jay, Jimmy, Rhodes, fucking, and them, they had fucking the Vision's team dead to rights. And then in comes a dude in all black, covered completely head to toe. Like you couldn't see his face, nothing. He comes in and he fucking hits a fucking super kick and then fucking stomps, does the Seth Rollins stomps. Oh yeah, there was the Stephanie versus Brie Bella match for the women's Intercontinental Championship, right? That went in the route of fucking. I didn't really fully watch that match from the dungeon because I didn't give a shit. Yeah, women's world title, but fucking Stephanie Vakir won and kept her title. And then we had the men's fucking match and the Rollins stomp happened. Everybody's like, oh, it's Rollins. Or there's a lot of speculation still. It has come out though, D, because I saw you say something earlier about it being Theory. And actually Austin Theory has come out and stated it was Austin Theory that came out and did that. So he came out and helped the Vision fucking win.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Because Austin's Theory's name was brought up. But the problem is I don't understand how he's still working for the company when he was accused of speaking because he was accused of speaking to a minor in 2021 when the whole speaking out movement happened. So I mean people keep on talking about Austin Theory and then he's been on the roster for a while.
Honestly, I feel like, it was accusations and the accusations came out not to be true and that's why he's still there.
Well, the thing was, he admitted to having those conversations.
But I
That's
mean, at
the
the
thing.
same time, here's the other thing. How's Lesnar back when Lesnar was involved in all that bullshit with McMahon?
That's another thing.
So fucking, well, yeah, I mean, fucking Stephanie Vaquer can fucking devil's kiss my ass any day. From D, like, not sure if you know what the devil's kiss is, John.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But hey, it'll come back. We're casting for it right now. We are holding auditions and trying to see where it goes.
I still think Lesnar did something, but
He absolutely fucking did. He absolutely fucking did. I mean, his name was mentioned throughout the whole fucking thing, but you know, it is what it is. I don't work for
so
the people.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's the thing. Like, it was good. I mean, it was fucking War Games. It's the last PLE of the fucking year, or main PLE, I think. No, it is the last PLE. It was Cena's last
they don't do one
premium
in
live event
December.
ever. Because Cena's last match is in 2 weeks on Saturday Night Main Event,
Yeah,
and that's his, final fucking match. Period.
yeah. Well, it is what it is.
So it is what it is. I mean, it's weird seeing Cena finally fucking go because he's been such a staple in the WWE for 20 plus years now.
Yeah, it's time for
Um,
him.
so it's time. But yeah, that was it. I just wanted to bring that up to kind of kill a few more minutes before we
Yeah,
fucking
no, that's
got
fine.
it.
It's perfect. I mean, if you don't mind, I'll take the final thought.
Yep.
I got a couple things to say. Thanksgiving just passed. We're on the road to Christmas and into the new year. It's been a hell of a year, first off, for a lot of people, good and bad. You know, we've all had tragedies, we've all had very surprising successes this year. But the one thing that keeps on going through our mind, I'm thinking about my in-laws, both my in-laws who, and these are my wife's parents who we lost 1 year apart from each other, to the day actually. And these 2 days are celebrating their life, and we've been thinking about them a lot, especially during the holidays. And there is a obvious sadness and a natural sadness that comes with all of that sometimes people cannot control. um so I mean, like, for me, I pretty much get angry for the day, you know what I mean? Some people cry all day, some people find ways to have a really positive outlook on days like this when they're honoring the people that they've lost on their anniversary. That's especially on a holiday like Thanksgiving, you know. And you have Hanukkah coming up, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Three Kings Day, all these different
Mhm.
holidays and events, traditional events that people celebrate every single year, and they are all dealing with loss. Not 1 year goes by that a family loses someone big in their family. You know what I mean? I lost a few, lost a friend this year, and to this day I keep on thinking about my in-laws and how much, like, my wife and I truly miss them. It's these holidays, and there's something like big about, like, this year, the 25th year of the new century and going into the 26th, and that you just continuously thinking about the ones that you lose. So, I mean, guys, if you're having a hard time with this, and you don't want to talk to anybody, and you want to you want to speak to someone who is on the outside, not who's on the outside looking in, they're there for you every single day. All you have to do is hit star 988, or, oh, hang on, where's the button here? There's so many. I'm so sorry. There's so many buttons here. Here we go. You call the National Suicide Hotline, okay? Or you could text or call 988 at 1-800-273-TALK. That is 1-800-273-8255. And to make it easier, you could just dial 988. Dialing 988 is just as easy as dialing 911. And 988 is an emergency line for you to speak to someone today who is trained to listen, trained to help you figure out what's your next step. They will help. They will call an ambulance to your house for you. They will make sure you're okay. They will have a conversation with you just to help you feel better. And if you're one of those people who are having a hard time feeling better, you call that number today and you get yourself right, because you are wanted, you are loved, and you are needed in this world, and your voice has to be heard, guys. So I'm going to say one more time. You could text or call 988 or dial 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK, guys. It's the beginning of the holiday, so let's have a positive one.
Yep.
So I mean, shit. I mean, this was a great episode. We missed Jay. It was quiet without him, and I bet you money he is sleeping like a baby right now. So,
Yep. So
yep. But it's gonna be a day, Squilini. I hope you have a great fucking day. Everybody who came to the show, thank you for interacting and participating, and we'll see you. Is next Sunday is next week a Sunday episode or a Monday?
let me fill schedule. I can tell you based off of what time. Where's the Chiefs game? So it's an 8:20 game, so it might be.
We'll hear from Jay throughout the week.
Yeah, it might be an earlier episode, or we might just be doing a Monday.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Oh shit! But guys, thank you so much. You guys have a great day. Have a great end to your holiday weekend, and love each other, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good one.